Check 1 3. It wasn't the mic, it was the mic clip. It's like I picked the mic up and the clip fell, but I keep spare clips right here for that very reason. Because it went down and like immediately like down to the back behind the desk, right? Because that's what everything does when you drop it. What's up? Okay, now we are officially started. Check, check. Mic number one. Is it working? Check 1 3. Who we got? I'm seeing it. Okay, SG. Some people calling for SG. Shibu, Frank C, Terry Himes, Headstuck Harem. What's up, Tim Doog, James Murphy. My main man, Ben Coombs. Hey, bro. Ron Padgett. Pasta Man, what's up, Doc? Strat Tom, Gary Davlin, Ben Coombs. I can. Shuby again. Shoe Boo. Shoe Booey. Star Guitar Works, what's up? I think I saw Chris, James, Strat Hippie, Platinum, Frank C, Richard, Tactical Six String, Johnny R. Kramer, Browns fan. Of course, Jerk. What's up, buddy? Gary Davlin. Lloyd Phillips. I solo guitar. It's going a little fast. Barry Fitz. I'm skipping some now. CSG. OH. OH. And, of course, J-Mac. Nick Patterson. Gary Duncan. Sheldon. Conosaurus. How long can he go? Akara. Oh, that's good coffee. You know why? I knew it yesterday. Oh, this tastes weird. It tastes like Starbucks, but with a tiny bit of crap in it. And I noticed this morning she dug out those crappy Italian beans. And I know she go, he won't even notice. And she made a blend. And I was like, no. So I threw those away. So thank God I can tell you we are 100% Starbucks tonight. What's up, Rob? What's up, Green Meanie? What's up, Majestic? PB&J Cat. It's a great name. I knew when Jerk was called The Jerk. Now it's just down to one, like Cher. Super Lead 100, Dave Walsh, Rob, and Zen. And, feels out. Hey, thanks, Buzz. You're going to keep my coffee buzz going. Yeah, it was tragic. Instead of Starbucks, it's an espresso blend, but it's medium roast. No. don't you go medium roast them out? Terry Tickler and Michael D. JS thought you were drinking Ryan Coke. No, I don't. I'm not much of a drinker. I do drink beer when I am out with friends, but I haven't been out with friends in over a year. What's up, Queen Team 74 in Scotland? Pry Bar. Yeti Matzi. Nice regular. Yeah, the HB is kind of new. Relatively new. Only been here a couple weeks. What's up, Matthew Baker? Do I own a telly? I do. I have an American Standard with a solid rosewood neck in seafoam green. And I have a Squier Classic Vibe Butterscotch, which is also a great little guitar. Exactly medium. Get out of here. Tar sucks. We were almost friends. We were that close. Now you're dead to me. Now I like the tar. Extra oil, please. Once those beans go dry, it's not the same. It's got to be an oily gush. I need a slick on the top of my coffee. When you take it, it's so bitter. It's like instant dry mouth. Yes! Now I'm drinking coffee. Cabo San Lucas. Yeah, no, John, those classic vibe tellies, he says he might be getting one of those classic. Those are great. Now they switched production. New factory. Indonesia, I heard now. I don't know much about it. The one I have is that first big run that they did in China. My guess is the quality will be just as good, but you never know. That first classic vibe run, I think there's very few people that would say that was not like a really, really high value, like what you got for what you paid. It was one of the best values. It just like how they score processors, right? They don't score it just by sheer brute force. They also compare that force to how much you're paying for it. Because if I'm paying an extra $3,000 for that last little bit of benchmark, how much is it really worth, right? So it's like, so there's a value column. If you had to sort guitars in a value column, Harley Bennett would be up there too, but that classic vibe series really was a good series. Again, they just changed production to Indonesia, so I hope it's as good. You would think it would be. I think that the Chinese thing it literally just could be because of the tariffs, right? So you move. Now all of a sudden, another place becomes more competitive once you factor in the tariff. So they move production to Indonesia. Right? It's a numbers game. These guys are in business. Right? It's a business. Fender still make the gym roots? I don't know. That was a good telly too. Kind of metalish. You know? Pretty good. If it's in Indo, it's probably made by Court. I agree. Statistically speaking, you have a very high probability of it being court that's making that guitar. How am I doing, Steve? I'm doing good. How you doing, Sassy Cat? Island Winder says, I have 3 of the first series classic Vibe Tellies that came out. I think they're great. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Uh-huh. That's a cutie. Anything else going on? Stop teasing ya. What's up, Lefty Mike? Classic vibes are better than Mexican Fenders to my ears. It depends. There's some pretty damn good Mexican Fenders out there. But no, the classic vibes are good. They're good. They're good. Cat sighting, yeah. I have a cat in a window. I have the window open. That is a cat. That's a cat and eye tail right there. That's a cat butt. Also, the cats get up this way. So that is a cat butt block so that no other cats, if they come down and they look up there, they'll see a cat butt blocking the way up there. So good little strategy to get the window to yourself. All right, so let's lay down your bets. Let's not tease for too long because we got to get into it. What do you think? What do you think I'm whipping out here? Probably didn't come out right. What do you think the guitar is? What do you think the guitar is going to be? It is to my right, off screen, as they would say, off camera. John says LP. Jerk says SG. Less SG. Gold top. Money's on SG. LP Classic. Gold top LP. SG. LP, no SG. Black Les Paul. Gold top Les Paul. Gibson Robot Guitar. Take me to your guitar. SG Stabbard. Gibson Barstool. You know, that would look pretty good. I'm seeing gold top. And Les Paul, SG. Gibson Les Paul or the double neck. The double neck did sell. We don't know who bought it. Is it the double neck? No, I was quite short. I was short on the double neck. What do we got here? Burgundy Wine LP. That's a nice. I like that color. It's a Burgundy Wine is good. 1275 double neck. Sure. LP. SG LP. Ty was saying LP. 60s LP. Kramer. It's a Hondo SG. LP for the win. Black LP, says Frank C. ES 175. 335. Kramer, Angus Young, SG. It's a bit. The last Firebird X. That would be daring. You'll poke your eye out. Excuse me while I whip this out. Yeah, exactly. It's me. This is actually me. This is me playing to a video. I'm actually playing the SG right now. Seeing LP, Harley Benton, Birdland. BC Rich Warlock. I like where you're going with that. Warlock. American Strat. VS 295. Joe McSee says LP. Oh, Kitty. Empty case. We'll get into that. Funny you should mention that. I assumed SG from the first notification. Frampton's signature. Damn. That one got paid. A vintage 1986 BC Rich Eagle. No color designation? Les Paul Gold Top. A Dave Mustaine signature Gibson. Interesting. A Glary. Double neck Glary? Double cut LP Junior. Gibson Modern. The Super 400. Explorer. That I talked about recently. ESP Maverick. Good evening, Landon Bailey. We have reached cruising altitude. Gold Top LP Darkback. I like where you're going with that. Kramer Night Swan. I like that. Les Paul Jr., Les Paul Studio, Hello Kitty LP. That's 1976 Ford Maverick 4-door. I would like a plum floating in perfume served in a man's hat. Juice Newton signature. Schecter C1, Randy Rhodes Flying V, Bonamassa 58, an ESP. A J. Tercer, Modern Flying V, a Chuck Berry signature, Les Paul's R9, an Esteban, a Black SG, a Gibson Sonex, Kramer Nice One. Jesus. I want to, we'll see how we play this. Ace Frehley Firefly 56 Les Paul. That's unusually specific. Ivan Espia in White Stallion. Jesus. Control yourself. Black Corvus, Black SG. Guitar made with children's tears. Well, you can only hope. Washburn N4. Gibson LP. They promised that, but they never deliver. All right, here we go. We're going to get it. You know what? Before we get it, well, we'll do it like this. I'm going to take this, I'm going to turn the mic down just so I can get it off of here without too many bangs. Hold on. Y'all ready for this? I will declare a winner right now. The winner, I'm sure you can hear me. The winner is Ron Padgett. Of all the people who commented on this, he got it from the start. He was the earliest one to say, no. From the orientation of the knobs, it's an LP. If the color is black, it's most likely a black LP classic. So I'm gonna give the prize. I don't know what he won, but I would say he was the first one. Other people got it after him, but I'm gonna say Ron was the first one to figure it out. He deduced, and I said, "Oh, you should have just shot one knob there, hot shot." Right? That was your mistake. I could have kept it going a little longer if I had just shot one knob, but by shooting the 4, it gave that away, and I was like, "Oh, damn it! You're not thinking." So there's a story behind this guitar. I bought it from Guitar Center used. And I can give you all the background to it. I love the guitar. He's won the Les Paul. Exactly. Come on down, Ron. It's a great guitar. It does need a little cleaning up. It's got some scratches on it. All right, that's not a scratch there. That's, I think, not right there. But that's like a smudge. But it does have some scratches on it. Where it, you know what they are? They're almost like cardboard scratches. Or if you've ever taken a lacquer guitar and accidentally drag it across a piece of cardboard, you're like, "Oh my God, it really scratched up the back of my guitar," because cardboard has like a hard fiber in it. And these aren't like deep scratches. This is a very light surface scratch. So there's a bunch of ways you can take that out. Now, this was basically a floor model. Let me just start from the beginning about this. About how I even got this guitar, what led to me getting this guitar, why I got it, just everything about it. I will say that of all the Les Pauls I've played, I like this neck the best. It's the smallest one I've played so far. I don't know if it's the same as the 60s, but it's certainly very thin. I don't know if the classic and the 60s are the same, or the classic is even a hair smaller, like a worn-in 60s or something. But I can just tell you, this is a very slim neck. Not wizard thin. Let's not go nuts. But it's a pretty comfy in my style of neck. I can play any size neck. Neck size doesn't really affect my ability to play, but I prefer a smaller neck. I just like it better. You know, the bigger necks, I feel a little like it's fighting me a little bit, you know. So, this is I'll get into everything about the guitar. So, I've been looking for a gold top. It all starts where. And I have news on the SG. There's been news on the SG. I have an update on the SG. And somebody threw up some money here. Hold on a second here. SG tip jar. Oh, thanks, Vincent. Well, that's the perfect timing, because I won't get into it right now, but I'll get into it at the end of this. I have an update on the SG as well. But let me get into the Les Paul first, and I'll tell you all about the SG once I tell you about the Les Paul. All right. I'm looking. There I am. Perusing the dailies, you know, looking for a Les Paul. but but I want a gold top, right? I want a gold top, period, right? And so I'm looking, and unless you really want to pay crazy money, there's like nothing out there. You would have to. I could get a new one, but where's the fun in that, right? The fun is trying to get one at a good price as well, right? You want to get as good a guitar as you can get for as little money as you can get, right? That's the whole game of this. Anyone can just go buy a guitar. That's not the point, right? You want to get it at a good price as well. So, they did have a gold top on there that had caught my eye, but sadly it had sold, right? It went very quickly. And then in the following days, like, guitars would show, and the stock at Guitar Center used has been so volatile. It is like here today, gone in like minutes, right? Very, very quick, very, very in and out. And so, I was looking at various guitars, and of course you see one, you'd be like, oh, that's nice. And so I come across one particular, like, I want to say it's a 2020 60s, what's that, like the unburst, right? The very light burst that they make. But the top, is sick, all right? The top is like, that. Now there's a top, right? The problem is that it's 8% off of retail. And I can't bring myself to do it, right? I can't bring myself to. The only benefit to that is that you know what you're getting for a top versus just buying a guitar online, sight unseen. You're buying like a new 60s and they just ship you one in a brand new in a box and you're unpacking it from the first time, almost pretty much straight from the factory. You're pretty much warehousing it. At least you'd know what the top looked like because it goes through the used department and they take a picture of it. You can see what the top looks like. But the tuners weren't right. And the knobs weren't right. And so I call him up. He's like, yeah, the dude changed the knobs and the tuners. And I'm like, so it's 8% off of retail and it's already been modded. And I'm like, and I pass on it, right? But I am gassing hard. They got no SGs. Nothing. Everything that comes through is just, dot inlay or, it's not the right one. I want the full-on standard. I want it in ebony, right? They've had plenty of cherry and heritage cherry, but they haven't had ebony. The last ebony they got in, they had it listed as a 61 reissue. It's actually an HP, right? So one of those high-performance ones. So, again, pass. That's not what I want. But again, I'll get into the SG in a second because I have breaking news on the SG at some point in this conversation. So I look and I see this guitar show up with two other classics. So every morning at like sometime Eastern time, you keep refreshing it. 17,000 items, 18,800 items. Just went up by 1,800 items. Now let me go and look through and check for guitars. And they had 3 new classics up. They had this one, right? And the beautiful, ebony, which I think is frickin' gorgeous. And a honeyburst, I want to say. Is that what that is? A honeyburst? And the cherry, which is translucent. I swear to God, if the cherry was a solid color, I would have looked at it more. But I didn't want to do wood. I really wanted, just like I wanted the gold top, I wanted a painted Les Paul for whatever reason, right? That's just what I don't want to play the flame game. I just want to just get, a nice painted, Les Paul. And so this was up there. And I just said, if you don't buy that like instantly, and it was 25% off of retail. So retail on these are $19.99. It was really 24% off of retail. I paid $15.19, right, which is $20 over 25% off. So I thought that was a pretty good price, and it says comes with case, right? So I order it, right? I jump right on it. I place the order. Order's done. Within an hour, I get a notice your order is shipped. At least a label had been made. But it sits there. It's at like 4 in the afternoon, 3 or 4 in the afternoon. It's like in Pennsylvania, and it sort of sits there. And they don't pick it up that day. So it sits there like overnight. And then the next day, it actually says, okay, now it's like been picked up by UPS and it's in transit. It'll be there instead of Wednesday. We're changing the time to Thursday. It's like, all right, whatever. So I check back in like a day, and I happen to notice in the corner of the screen that it said parcel weight 13 pounds. And I said, no effing way. There is zero chance that parcel weighs 13 pounds. Later that same day, another label is created. And I'm like, oh my God, are they shipping this separate? What are they doing? Because 13 pounds, this guitar weighs about 9.5 pounds, right? I don't know if I haven't put it on the scale yet, but I'm going with like 9.4, 9.5 pounds, right? They're pretty consistently between like, say, like 9.2 and like 9.6 pounds, right? They're weight relieved, but they're not completely weight relieved. And this is a kind of it's a heavy guitar. And so I'm figuring with the packaging, right? With the packaging, 13 pounds would sound about right for this guitar, like not being shipped in a case. And I am like losing it. But I'm like, calm down. Maybe the extra label was to put new poundage in because they got it in the transit and they were like, hey, dummies, you, instead of writing 2.3 for 23 pounds, you wrote 1.3 for 13 pounds, right? I mean, you don't know what's going on, right? Just calm down. Don't freak out yet. And it shows up. And I crack the box, and it's got no case. It's like literally wrapped in friggin' bubble wrap in a big, giant, oversized Breedlove case. I'm like, oh my God. So I call them up, and I'm like, dude, you forgot the case. And they look at it, they go, oh, we did. We found the case. You go, hold on. Puts me on hold. Comes back. He's like, we found the case. I'm going to overnight you the case. I'm like, okay. Thanks. Awesome. I appreciate it. There you go. I get the guitar out, and at first I wasn't like absolutely knocked out by it, but boy, it really grew on me. It really, the one thing that really kind of threw me off, and this is pretty common on Les Pauls, is there's a tiny seam, like along the binding. And at first I was like, oh, this is like a huge problem, but it actually, you don't even feel it when you're playing it. And it just irked me, and I was like, oh, but turns out that's a pretty common thing. Because they hand scrape, and I've literally been to the Gibson factory. I literally have footage of the woman scraping the binding with one of those big. They use a very stiff blade because they can't have it flex, and it has an edge that can't. It does so it won't chatter, right? It's this amazing thing that they use, and it's like this like shearing knife. It's thick, but it's got a tip. It goes down to a point, and she just grabs it. And, she goes through and does it. So I could feel that little line there. And people were like, don't freak out. They're like, dude, I have an R9. It's the same thing. And it was like, 4 times the cost of that guitar. They're like, don't even double think about it. All right. So then I had Bobby come by. And I had him play it. And he's like, dude, you've got to keep this guitar. Because I was like, sure, keep it. What do you think? And the case hadn't shown up yet. And the serial number was weird. We'll get into that in a second. So Bobby leaves. He brings his Les Paul over, and we compare him. This neck was even thinner than him. He has the custom classic, right? So the baked maple with the block inlay and the diamond inlay, right? he brings his over, and we sort of compare it. And his neck, and it could just be, maybe the thickness was around the same, maybe the way it breaks away, like the cheek was a little different, but this feels a thin neck. I love this neck. I love the neck pro. So again, is it what sort of went on? Then, after he leaves, the case showed up, and that sort of sealed the deal. The case was brand freaking new. And I was like, this is did they send me, did they just pack up and send me a brand new case? But they didn't. They sent me the case. So I open it up, and I get a whole bunch of stuff in here. Let me pull this out. Get this. Yeah, right there. Is that everything? Oh, one more thing. All right, so key for the case. Case is, when I say brand new, I mean like the cleanest, nicest case I've ever seen. I get a bunch of, I got a strap, Gibson strap, and in here is warranty, manual, and a tool, right? The Gibson, I'll pull it out. Kind of like what my custom shop Ibanez has. I like a high end. Let me go to multi-tool cam. Right there. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. All right, so tool. And then I get like the sheet, right? This guitar was built on October 27th, 2020. This guitar is 164 days old. The neck was stamped on the 10th of, the 8th of the 10th month. It was stamped on October 8th. So, neck stamped on October 8th. The rest of it's built, and it finally gets to final assembly, and they fill this out, and that's October 27th, 2020. And then, of course, they include, let me go to pick cam. They include a pic of the guitar on the bench. I recognize that bench. I have been to Gibson. That is that final lane, right when they get to like down at the shipping dock. So they get all the way down to the end, and there's a long string. You can see like almost like rollers underneath it. And that thing is on a tray. It's on a track. And that track goes from side to side, and that's moved from left to right. And the first guy is putting like the tuners in, and then the guy's putting the electronics in, then someone's stringing it up and doing the intonation and all that, and then it finally gets to this last guy here, and you can see right here, he's got a hose hanging down to blow dust off of it and get it nice and clean. And this is the final step, before going out. And I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Right? I totally recognized the area immediately. I said, oh my God, that is in the Gibson factory. Provenance established, right? And I just think the guitar looks amazing. I'm just such a fan. Such a big fan of murder. And it's not flawless. I was going to call it Blackie Flawless, but that name will be ironic now. But I do love the guitar. I really, really do. And the case candy went a long way. And very Jeff Beck. I swear to God, that was sort of part of it. Right, that the cover of it's either Wired or Blow by Blow, one of those Beck albums. So I have a phone call with the guys at Gibson, and I mentioned to them, I say, I happen to pick up, a black SG. I was just, I know I'm not SG, a black LP. I know that you're. And they were all excited. The dude was like, dude, that's awesome. Really, really excited that I got the LP. And and he said, good news. He goes, we can get the ball rolling for you like next week. He goes, we're back into production. He goes, but you got to get your order in like now. He goes, and then you're going to have to wait like a few weeks, for production to happen. He goes, but we'll get it to you. He goes, but we got to get your order in like next week. So this upcoming week, I'll get the order in with Gibson, and I have to pay for it. The guitar isn't free. They will give me it. It's not. I don't know if it's going to be dealer cost, but it's going to be a discounted price, right? It's not going to be MSRP. It's not going to be $14.99. It's going to be some amount less than that. But just that I'm getting it from Gibson is makes me happy enough. And he said that they would go through and check them out and find me a real nice one. And I was like, dude, whatever. I am stoked. So this is my holdover. This is my holdover until the SG, which I thought went well. And then if you think about it, they're kind of going to pair up. Oh, and then the other thing about the serial number, the serial number is 0000. It's all zeros. And I thought I didn't see that right until I actually got this, because the first 4 digits are the year code, so it's like 5 digits, so it's like 2, and then I think it was like 287. Is that what it is? 282, and that's the day that it was the neck was stamped, and then final assembly is on 10/27/20, and then the rest of it, which is the batch number and the serial number, the next digit, the 0, is for the 20 to make sure that it's a 2020. And then the final 4 digits are batch number followed by the serial number, and it's 0000. How to play You're No Good by Van Halen. Isn't it an A minor chord up here? And then right, like a G major. And then probably C. Forget it. It's A minor for sure. It starts A minor. G. Oh, thanks, Miss Elephant. Miss Elephant. Man, these people's names. MS. Elephant. Polly G. I'm about to buy my first Les Paul tomorrow. 2019 Tribute and Tobacco Burst. Rented it first and can't give it back with bonded. Yeah, there you go. There you go. And, right, and then Sailor Mike nails it. Now I'm going to have the matching pair, right? I'm going to have the SG, right? And you can see, like, down there, you see, like, some surface scratches. Did you just see those? See it right, like, right there? That's just some surface scratching right there. I can take that right out. That's a nothing, right? That's somebody who went a little cuckoo with the, with the polish or something, or somebody, I don't know. But that's all. That's very easily removed, those very light surface scratches. A little bit of, like Virtuoso Polish or something like that. think Black Les Paul Steve are extremely underrated. I agree. There's something about a painted black LP. You know why? First of all, it's a foul mistress, and I'll tell you why. On the one hand, it really captures the light and brings out the carve, right? It really like accentuates that carve like really hard. And that looks gorgeous. It becomes a sculpture, right? You really see this like amazing, like top carve, and it just pops, so nice, like right on that like edge. Yeah, I mean, it's beautiful, right? It really accentuates the carve, and you're like, wow, man, ooh, nice carve, bro. It really is nice. But it's a fingerprint magnet. Every little arm hold on it, every little touch, it shows scratches like nothing. Like the least little thing, you sneeze near it and it'll show a scratch, because black is very unfair. You want a scratch step guitar that no one can see, get white, right? The lighter the color, the harder it is to see scratches, unless the scratches have like dirt in it that make them pop, right? At contrast against the white. But the lighter the color, you're going to see like the much like yellows and stuff. You don't see the scratches as bad. You start to get into like dark blues, midnight blues, browns, and really dark colors like black. And every little fingerprint, every little scratch just pops like crazy. God, car owners know this. Yeah, I think it's on the... I think... that kind of weird scooped, Tony says my 98 Ebony Custom is pretty scratched up. Well, I'm going to try out, to remove the light scratches on the back, I'm going to try out this Virtuoso Polish that the testimonials and the pictures I've seen are mind-blowing. So you may want to check that product out. There's a dude in there who takes like an old Les Paul Custom, and oh my God, it goes from zero to showroom in one photo. I'm like, whoa, what a difference. Because it was very hazy, right? Kind of gets that like milky cloudiness to it. And he got it to like showroom beautiful. I was like, oh my God, what a difference. I don't know if it's a combination of taking off a top layer and then using a polymer filler, right? Like a wax. I don't know how they do it, but whatever it is, it works. Last slide says Virtuoso is great. Yeah. I don't think, is it Buddy in the window? No, it's Henri. Henri. I will, Billy. I'll keep you updated on how the polish goes, but it should work, Pretty meaty Tony. Yeah, I know, right? And it's very meaty on the... thanks, Christian. DuPont number 9 swirl remover works awesome for blemishes and guitar finish. Okay, a lot of people also recommended 3M rubbing compound, but they said don't stray from that name. There's a lot of products out there. Just get 3M rubbing compound, period. But that looked like some people were like, I ruined my guitar with it. With the Virtuoso, I was looking at before and after photos on Amazon. It was stunning. I was like, whoa, that's like a brand new guitar. So I'll let you know. It should be here next Tuesday or Wednesday. Could be the end of the week because it's not shipped or sold by Amazon, unfortunately. So I'm at the mercy of a third-party shipper. You're going to get a white SG2, black and white set of each? No. Okay, maybe. No. Buddy Cat? I don't think Buddy's down here. Who's over here? That's Henri. That's Henri. Yeah, there's different grits. Be careful with the compounds. That's why people were saying, don't get like, there's a whole bunch of stuff, but there's only one that said 3M compound. That was it. Then the others were like super compound or like, elite, like extra cutting power. And I'm like, no. You just stick with the compound. Drago uses Virtuoso. The before and after photos I saw of a Virtuoso were stunning. Were nothing short of stunning. This control system is the same, nice knobs, is the same as my old guitar. So, coil cuts right here and here. And this is the out of phase, right, when you have, which only really works when you got these two on. And then the last thing is this one here, the blower, right? See, my volumes are off, but that's instant. Where the guitar is directly, it's just like my last guitar. The bridge is directly wired to the output, And the other thing that's weird, and maybe my Gibson guys can tell me more about this, because again, I'm a much more of a Fender and Ibanez guy than Gibson, and Kramer for that matter. My last neck was called a slim taper asymmetrical, which I'm assuming is different from this, which is just, they call it slim taper. But this is a thinner neck. I mean, it's not even close. It's not even close. This is so much thinner than that last neck I had. So I don't know if the asymmetrical is by design a little bit thicker, right? So it has a larger, like rollover on one side versus the other, right? Like a higher cheek or something on the back side than the front side, right? It cuts away more. Not really sure, but that was the difference in how they designated it. But this is by far a thinner neck. Hey, what's up, Andrew? Just bought the exact same guitar from Long & McQuaid. Well, there you go, bro. That's what you're looking forward to, man. Blackie Flawless. Actually, it's not. In fact, I've got some scratches on the headstock, like some very light ones going like this. Someone clearly took like a rag or something and tried to like wipe it off. And so there's like very light surface scratches here. Again, I'm pretty sure that Virtuoso Polish will take that right out. The only difference between this and the last one is obviously the pickups are different. And the tuners aren't locking. My other guitar had locking tuners, but I don't really care. what's up, Robert Young? What's up, buddy? Ever bought a used guitar and it smells like a smoky bar? Any tips on the smell? Yeah. And it's not super expensive, but it's not cheap. The only way to really get rid of heavy smoke smell on a guitar is with an ozone generator, and it works like magic. It's like stunningly effective. As long as you sort of wipe the guitar down first, right, until you're left with just, you can't leave the offending thing on there. But what you do is you get an ozone generator. They use like a little plasma. They generate a little plasma stream. And that plasma stream breaks up molecular, right? You can break molecules without an explosion. It's breaking atoms. It blows up. You can break a molecule all you want. So O2 in the atmosphere gets broken into just O, right? Just oxygen atoms. A free radical. Free radicals don't like to stick around. They want to attach to things, right? And so what happens is it attaches to another O2 molecule and you get O3, commonly known as ozone, right? Ozone is a very tenuous relationship with the O and the O2 that it attached to. Although it's stuck on it, it's not going to last, right? It's what we call unstable. It has instability. And when it's in a situation where it's a gas and it meets up with anything else, it liberates that oxygen and it oxidizes what it touches, including your lungs, which is why you shouldn't be in a room, in your eye sockets, right? In your skin, right? This is not a good thing to be around, right? It's literally like high concentrations of ozone. But it's the only thing that really, truly gets rid of smell. And I can tell you that I got a Strat once that stunk like a barroom. It's pretty bad. And I took the case and I put it out in my minivan, right? Because you have to tent it somehow, right? You have to have it collect and get in high concentrations. And you're not doing that in your house, right? So I went out and I put it out in there and I opened up the case in the back seat. I stood up the guitar in the passenger seat, and in the console in between, I set down the thing and I ran the electric cord through the door and I closed the door on the electric cord and they have a timer. And I set the timer for like 40 minutes and I let her rip. And then after a while, like a couple of hours later, that O2 would really start to break. The O3 would really start to break down. But I don't wait that long. I let it go about 40 minutes, let it sit in there maybe another 10 or 15 minutes. Let it go about 40 minutes, maybe 20 minutes later, go over there. And I open up all the doors and I let all that ozone out. And maybe I do another run for another like 20 or 30 minutes. The guitar is like brand new, right? All that smell is gone, completely gone. The case is harder because it holds smells better. But flat surfaces like guitars clean up like unbelievable. It's like night and day. It's what Service Master would use to clean up your house if you had a fire, right? It's what they use in large-scale painting jobs to get rid of latex odor, right? So that it doesn't linger in a building when they paint, 500 offices. So what you really want to do is go to like Amazon. In fact, I'll get you a link right now. Hold on. I'll get you the one I used, which has been great. They're so cheap. They used to be hundreds and hundreds of dollars, but they're under $100 now. And they used to put out like 500 milligrams like an hour. They put out like 5,000 milligrams, like literally 5 grams of friggin' ozone. That's a lot of friggin' ozone molecules, okay? That is a ridiculous amount of ozone. And it's that ozone that really nails it. Now, all right, now hold on. I'm going to go to Amazon here. Give me a second. Ozone generator. Yeah, there you go. Any one of these. You know what? I'll go with the highest rated, cheapest one. Oh, I kind of like that one. 6,000 milligram, 5,000. I'll go 6,000. This can do, well, that's 10,000. Let's not go nuts. You don't need 10,000. Where's that? Was it 6,000? Yeah. Yeah, you know what? I don't want it sold. I want one that ships and sold by Amazon. Oh, God. Nobody? Amazon doesn't sell one of these? Yeah, here you go. Ships and sold by Amazon, right there. Let me get the text. And copy it. And I can probably bring that over here. All right, I just threw a link in the description in the chat, and I can probably can I go to a, yeah, that's what it looks like. See it? Right, it's going to put out ozone. See, it's got a little timer on the front. They make a bunch of them. But this was cheap, and it ships and sold by Amazon. I hate third-party sellers. You know, unoccupied space only. Yeah, you would not want to be in there. I would strongly recommend not being in the same place that an ozone generators work. But I tell you this much, I bought it for down here because I had such a mold problem, which I got rid of with a combination of, various chemicals and running the ozone generator a couple of times. But really, I've used it to clean cases and get cases like they're brand freaking new. So it's unbelievable. And again, I think the science behind it actually says that it might even work a little bit better on a more humid day. I don't know if that's true or not, like versus a completely dry day. I don't know how true that is, but I have heard that like a higher relative humidity count makes it work better, but I don't know. Does it do anything about the smell of weed? It does. But as it kills the smell of the smoke, it kind of kills you too. It's better off to get a HEPA filter. When you replace your frets in a Les Paul, do they replace the nibs on the sides of the frets, or do they save them? Well, the nibs I thought were all part of the binding. And I think you're going to find some guys that are like, I don't want to deal with that. And they won't want to take the binding off. And so they'll cut the nibs off and they'll put the new frets over it. And then other places, right, will get they try and take the binding off, refret the guitar, and then reattach the binding, which is, not going to lie, a lot more precarious. Do I have cats? No. No cats. Well, it's on theme song. I know the lead. Thanks for hanging out, imaginary friend. You hang out a lot. I'm hanging out with my imaginary friend at 1 a.m. in England. I know. I appreciate you staying up late. There it is. Yeah, to the 2. Update on Jason Becker. Sounds like he's getting better. Well, that's good news. I had heard that he was in a little bit of trouble recently, and we didn't want to hear that. So that's good news. That's great news. Thanks for sharing. See ya, IF. Fast rate. Now I'm trying to think. What did Fast Eddie Clark play? Was it a wine red or was it a black Les Paul? I'm trying to remember his Les Paul. What was Fast Eddie Clark's Les Paul? Was it a... I forget now. How is it? Is it a slim neck? It's a very slim neck. Very slim. It is the slimmest. Which is why I like it so much. Kid surprised me with a new Road Flare Red RG550 for my B-Day. Dude! One of the new Genesis ones? Those are awesome. And those are MIJ, too. That's fantastic. An H2O steamer. Works are great for cleaning guitars. I actually tried to... We should talk about it. I tried to clean a case with just soap and water. It was so disgusting. And I took it outside, and, you know, it was basically it was, what do I want to say, you know, fur, right? You know, that fur fabric over styrofoam, and that was just glued into a plastic shell of the case. And so I said, well, you know, it's mostly plastic and styrofoam, and it's the foam that's the, you know, the fur that stinks. I'll get some dish soap, I'll soak it all down, I'll scrub it with soap, and then I'll rinse it off. And for a while there, I thought I was a goddamn genius, even more than I normally do. And at the end, I found out pretty quickly that the glue that was used to hold the fabric to the styrofoam, which of course made sense, was water soluble, because if it was oil soluble, it would probably would eat away at the styrofoam, right? So it has to be, right? It has to be water-based. So when I was done, after it dried, the fur all got just super sticky as it leached out the glue, all in, right? As I rinsed it off, it dissolved the glue. It didn't come off, right? There was enough of it holding it in that it didn't really break away from the surface, but everything just got super sticky. And I was like, oh my God. Ah, that's right. It's water soluble. Of course it is. Of course it is. Of course it is. It's on goddamn styrofoam. Of course it's water soluble. I'm like kicking myself. I'm like, oh, you're all big scientists out here, patting yourself on the back. Look at you, you know, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I wound up like using that case as just like I even told the dude, I said, dude, I'm sending this in a hard shell case. The case is for free. He was like, understood. I go, it's a terrible case. He goes, understood. Hey, what's up, Perfecto de Castro? Yeah, check it out, bro. Check it out, bro. Say hello to Blackie Flawless. The name is ironical because it's actually has a few flaws. I think it's a floor model. The guitar, as of today, is 164 days old. I wish it its 164th day birthday. Really flexing that chemistry. Well, if you want to get into it, we should talk about Febreze. So Febreze is an interesting product. It's the only one that can say, so like if you want to get rid of the stink in a case, right? You've got pretty much every other deodorant but Febreze, because they have a patent on their product, and the ozone generator. Of those three, the ozone generator just crushes. It's like, it's not even a contest, right? The first one, most of your like stuff, the science behind that is you have something that's smelly. I will put something right next to it that's even more smelly, but it doesn't smell bad. It smells good, so it'll overpower the bad smell. And it's just like, you know, you don't notice it, right? Turning up the volume of the odor with this new thing to try and, you know, make you forget about it. But as you know, if anyone's ever had, you know, shit on their hands and then wash your hands smell like soap and shit. It doesn't really, not really doing much. So the next is Febreze. Febreze uses a cornstarch molecule that they have a patent on that actually encapsulates the odor molecule. That's why they can say legitimately, we eliminate odors, right? They're the only ones who can say that. We eliminate odors. Ozone generators can say that, but it's a whole different tech, right? But Febreze literally has a cornstarch molecule that will encapsulate the offending odor, and plus it has its own perfume, right? It is its own tech. It is a tech. There is tech going on there. Problem is that I don't like the smell of Febreze, and I find that Febreze makes it, you know, it's sticky as well, right? And again, I just laughed at when I found out it was a cornstarch. I said, "Oh, corn, boy, we can't quit you, can we? America and corn, God, we just love it." And we found another use. And but they all just pale in comparison to an ozone generator in a controlled environment. I heard that that's what they use it, and it's really good at clearing out water, right? It's much more efficient, like using it to go through water and clear bacteria and foul stuff out of water. Less efficient through air. Maybe that's why they want a more humid environment. Oh my God, do we just have a breakthrough? That's what we use here at the MWIA. A few years ago, a friend of Cuz was cloning a wet, smelly dog. Funny you should mention wet dog. A friend of mine was a car detailer, and God, he brought a car. I got in the car. I said, "Oh my God, this car smells like wet dog." He goes, "No, it doesn't. I just cleaned it." I said, "Dude, I'm telling you right now, it stinks like a wet dog." And I loaned him an ozone generator. He called me up. "This is the greatest thing ever. Oh my God." He had a massage chair that he pulled off the side of the road that stunk, right? But it was like this very expensive massage chair. He pulled it up into the back of his Ford Bronco, and he stuck the ozone generator in there and ran it for like a day, for Christ's sakes. He goes, "It's like brand new." I'm like, I know, it's pretty sick. But it won't last if the thing that gives up the odor is still there. If you spill a bunch of almond milk in the back of your car and you run an ozone generator in there, you'd be like, "Oh, I don't have the almond milk smell anymore." Until you do, right? It's going to come back. You have to get rid of the thing that's creating the odor, right? You have an odor generator in there. And until you get rid of that. But I think cases and guitars especially, because they're solid surfaces, it works better with solid surfaces than it does with porous surfaces, because you can't get the gas under the surface, right? Where it's easy to get it on the surface. Hit him with the hind. Hit him with the hind. Yeah, so if you have a wet dog-smelling car, the ozone generator is one of the few things that will actually work. It's actually been used a lot in the automotive industry. If you're a car dealer and you get a car that was owned by a smoker, that's going to get a real heavy ozone treatment to get that stink out. They work, man. Ozone generators work. Here, is my link still in my link thing? It is. Yeah. I just threw it up again. Exactly. You have to remove the dead people out of the back of your car, or it's gonna always stink. Okay. So my wife went to get an oil change on a car, and they pulled her out into the thing, and they go, "Take a look at this." And something had built a nest under her hood. They pulled the flock down from the hood top and it turned it into a nest. And they took it all out, but they wanted to show it to her. And I was like, "Oh God, that was squirrel." I mean, I don't know what it was, but she uses her car a lot. I mean, I don't know. It's not like I could see if it was sitting in, a lot for a very long period of time, But she drives that car quite a bit. I mean, almost daily. Seems weird, but... What's up, Melon Husk? Rabbits ate up wiring. And well, we have a more rabbits around here. I have noticed an explosion in rabbits. Yeah, check it out, William. New LP, brah. In fact, it's very new. According to the build date, this guitar is 164 days old. That's pretty new. Yeah, it's got the slim taper neck. This is the thinnest neck I've ever played on a Les Paul, and I really love it. I really do love the thinness. It weighs quite a bit, actually. I think these are weight relieved. I mean, am I wrong? I could have sworn they were weight relieved, but I'm calling 9s on this. I'm gonna call 9.4, 9.5, if I had to guess. I'll throw it when I do my full review. I'll throw it on the scale, obviously, but the shipping weight was 13 pounds, and it was all bubble wrap and a single shell box on the outside. And then they sent the case the next day. So, I don't know. Yeah, I think it's about 9.5 pounds, if I had to guess. 9-hole weight relief, but still hefty. Yeah, my last standard was lighter, without a doubt. Yeah, 9-hole weight relief. They weigh in the 9-pound range. So that's what I've seen. So I've watched a bunch of classic. You know what you do? You buy a guitar, and then what do? Right? As you're waiting for it to show up. You scour the internet for every video about it, right? And so, I'm watching Trogley's, I'm watching In the Blues, I'm watching all these people, get their classics and, they do it with videos about it. And I'm seeing it weighs 9.5 pounds, it weighs 9.4 pounds, it weighs 9.3 pounds, it weighs 9.6 pounds, it weighs 9.2 pounds, it weighs, it's always a variation, but it seems to be within about a half a pound range in the 9s, right? That seems to be where these are. Could it go a little higher and a little lower? I'm sure it's the way nature would, but that's it. The 9 seems to be the answer. Number 9. Number 9. You have to set it up, or was it good to go out of the box? It was great to go right out of the box. It's great. Perfect. I forget. If anything, I could even raise the action a little bit. Everybody wants to show off how low they can put their action, but I don't like it too low. Tom Schultz, Boston, man. Hold on. We're going to go authentic, all right? We're going to go authentic. Hold on. And hopefully I won't break anything right now, but we're going to try something. I'm going to try and go with the... This may not work. I'm going to try it. All right. And then I have to go... I say... Okay. There it goes. And I go here. Which one was it? I think it's this one. Right. All right. All right. That sounds right. I'm not seeing. You gonna work? Okay, there it goes. Hold on. Move that. Yeah, so where is it? It is YouTube. Maybe I don't have it. Do I not have it? No. It's the right thing, but it's the wrong. There it is, you know. All right. Enough of that. Back to... Where did you go? You are right there. Oh, is my buddy Ryan here? Does someone say riffs, beards, and gear or gear? Very different channel. Oh, there you go. Jay, check this out, buddy. I know you like the L's and the P's. It's 164 days old today, according to the thingy. Yeah, check that out. Yeah. And its serial number, and this is true, 0000. I mean, how cool is that? Yeah, right? I feel like it shows the carve off. It says, I have a carved top. Right? I mean, it's a look. Let's go to Carve Cam. Right down here. Oh, yeah, hello. Hello, Chico. Yeah. The correct answer is black. How about my 2019 Standard? Yeah, I just sold a Standard. I had a Premium Plus, which had a thicker neck. And I'm about to get an SG. This is a holdover. This is just a holdover guitar. I had an itch, I had a scratch. And so I figured if I got the Ebony Classic, it will match the SG when that shows up, because I'm getting the Ebony SG. And it'll be just one big happy family, you know? It's kind of a thing. Exactly, couldn't be any more black. I love this sound. Yeah, there's none blacker. It's Blackie Flawless. Right now I'm going through THU and I have my standard dual heavy rig patch up. If you want something a little bit more Marshall, that dual heavy rig, yeah. Like if you want something a little like brighter, this is well, I got it. Versus what I just had. Or I have this like a Silver Jubilee. Which I think sounds pretty good. It's brighter. Silver Jubilees are brighter amp, obviously. And then I have the Behave. The Behave lead. Which is a split rig with a M-plexi in one ear and a Caliper Studio 50, which is, I think, pretty much a boogie. In the other ear. I kind of like that sound. We'll stick with that one for now. There you go. That's right. Vivian Campbell used the black LP. Yes. All right, maybe we'll go back to, what do we like? We like the what do we like? Oh, this is my standard one, dual heavy rig. Kind of like that one. Oh, that's right. Frampton. That's right. And Neil Schon. Neil Schon had a black LP. I remember that, yeah. Snow Kingdom come. I'm trying to oh God, I can't think of it. A long time ago. Yeah. They were the first Zeppelin-esque style band to come out before Greta Van Fleet. Do you have the gold top with P90s? I don't have a Gibson one. I have a Harley Benton one. You know, and I I'm sort of like on a little bit of a, I could see myself getting another, I certainly still want to get a 50s gold top, despite getting this LP. You know, I still could see myself getting a gold top at some point, and probably some sort of a flame top. But this one was just sort of talking to me, and I really love the neck. You know, I really got to go shopping for the necks to make sure that I'm going to be, with the gold top, you probably have to accept the fact that you're going to get a thicker neck, just because that's sort of where they've drifted with that color scheme, right? If you want to get that in a relatively new guitar, you're looking at, right, you have to get something in a prior run if you want to get a slim neck in the gold top. Right now they seem to be married to the 50s. I think this is actually a little thinner than the White Custom. The White Custom has a very flat back. This might be a hair, it's rounder, so it probably breaks away a little faster. That's a little bit more of a D style. This feels a little more C. Oh yeah, Alex Lifeson as well? Okay. Did you buy that classic instead of the SG you wanted? Well, the SG is still, that's going to happen like, the order's going to go in with, I didn't run out and get an SG because I've been working with my contact at Gibson to get one through them. And this was just a thing, to kind of a holdover. And I figured it would match the other one. And I kind of wanted an LP. And I figured I'd give the classic a try. And I did. And it'll match the Black SG when I finally get that. I have to put my order in and probably pay for it up front, and then it could take, I don't know, 3 to 4 weeks before it would be off the assembly line, somewhere around there. Oh, thanks, Scar, my guitar. Steve, check out the acoustic and adjustable acoustic bridge I designed with the Guitarologist. Okay. On your channel? I will. Or is it on his channel? On your channel, Dan. Curious, Steve, what is the top tier Fender strap besides the custom shop? Like right underneath the custom shop, probably the Rarities collection out right now. That's probably your top model outside of the custom shop. They're all like exotic woods, and it's sort of a limited run, and they're sort of a, kind of like what the Select Strat was, but they're calling them Rarities. But they're all like exotic, and they look crazy. It could be a little too over the top. Beyond that, I would probably go with like your top of the line AVRI, which is going to be like I want to say the original series. That's going to be, I think, your top, and like you're going to get a lacquered finish. But though the original series, they put a modern 9.5 versus the 7 1/4. And they're kind of a chunky neck. So it's sort of like a vintage meets modern. It's what they call a big C. So just be aware of that. If you want something with a smaller neck, the rarities, but they're pricey. Those rarities are up there, man. Yeah, the Eric Johnson's a really good one. That's a really good one. It has the flatter fingerboard. It has it's not spec'd for flame maple neck, but flame maple seems to make it. It's almost like they just do it for the Eric Johnson ones, because he says, listen, you don't have to spec it like that. But if you have a flame maple neck, they went through a period where like every Eric Johnson had a flame maple neck on it, and not by design. It was sort of like a wink, wink. Well, just give those up for the Eric Johnson ones, because he kind of likes that. But when you read the spec wasn't flame maple neck. It just wasn't. Yet they all seem to have a little flame on them, right? Kind of weird. I think they're just taking care of their guy. Vivian painted a flame top black because he probably couldn't find a black guitar in Glasgow. Yeah. And he wanted to look cool with a black guitar. I get it, yeah. The Eric Johnson or Virginia, yeah, he's had a bunch. I think my favorite by him is probably his one that he does with like the 65 neck with the binding on it. It's got the oversized dot inlay. That's checking all the boxes for me. Flatter fretboard, oversized dot inlays, the binding on the neck. Yes, yes, and hell yes. Right? I love all those appointments to it. The color I'm thinking of is it like Fire Mist, Aquamarine or something? He's got a couple that the color is like really, really nice. He's got a brown one that I don't know what they were thinking. It's a very ugly color. But they've got a few. The color is just pristine. It is so good. I'm trying to think of the colors in that set, but one was like a Fire Mist or something like that, or Aqua Mist, or, something like that. Profile earlier, would you say it's close to the 60 Slim? I think that's what it is. It might even be slimmer. They say that let's see if I can get it in front of something where you can see it. They say the Classic I thought was the same or even a little thinner than the 60s, because they treat it like a worn 60s, right? So it's supposed to be like the Classic is supposed to be like an old modded guitar, with a worn neck or whatever, like by legend. But yeah, I when I look on Google, what's the thinnest neck on the Les Paul? A lot of people say, "Oh, I think it's the Classic. The Classic has the thinnest neck." KG. You mean Fire Tiger? Maybe. I thought it was called Fire Aqua Mist, Aquamarine Mist, Fire Marine. It's, I can't think of it. Was it like Lucerna? No. Can't think of the name of it, but it's basically like a blue. It's freaking gorgeous. I wonder if it looks a little more green in person, and when they take the picture of it, they don't get like how green it is. But because I don't want a teal guitar, but I tell you, man, some of those blue ones that come through, they look sick. But good luck finding one now. Will the neck break if the guitar stand tips over? Maybe. Yeah, that's the key. You don't leave them out on stands. My last guitar, I tell you, one of the downsides of owning that last guitar I had, that standard, was that it was in dead mint condition. I mean, it literally didn't have a scratch on it from head to toe, except for a ding I put in it up by the headstock, a little scratch, which I could have kicked myself. But the rest of the guitar, when I tell you it was dead mint, I mean dead mint. Just perfect. And so every time I played it, I was so worried I was going to scratch it. I was going to somehow, like, get it, move it from a grade 100 to a grade 98, in one sitting. And it really did, like, weigh on me. I didn't play the guitar that much because I was constantly worried about dinging it. And so it was almost like, a little, what do I say, like, liberating to get rid of that and get a guitar that literally out of the box had scratches on it, because I'm pretty sure it's a floor model. And, the ice has been broken, You're not as freaked out about it. Thanks, Terry. Many LPs break at the neck because of the design. I had not heard that. Interesting. You're saying at the neck. Interesting. Does it come stock with no pickup? Yeah. That's pretty much the stock. Any cheap trick riffs? Yeah, but I can't play them. I did that one night, and I got not a copyright strike, but basically Ricky showed up and took all my money. He was like, yeah, the owner of the song is treating it as a cover, and I was like, oh, please. I play like one bar of Surrender, and yeah. Yeah, you got to be careful. So I don't do a lot of the cheap trick anymore. Well, it came with the case, but it didn't come in the case. They shipped it without it by accident and then sent me the case the next day. The beauty, Steve. Thank you. It's going a little quick here. I've been searching for a Heritage Cherry 2020 Classic for a while. That was the other one they had up there. They sold 3 within like an hour. I went with black. Someone took the Honey Burst, and someone took the Cherry. The only reason I didn't want the Honey Burst or the Cherry is because they were translucent. You could see the wood underneath, and I was looking for something that was just straight up paint. And that's why. That's when I said, you know what, I'm going black. And like I said, the black really just brings out the carve, you know. It just really it's amazing looking. And I remember showing it to Bobby, and he was like going, God, because Bobby was like, no, don't get the black, no, I don't think it looks good. I was like, really? And then, you know, I appreciate his advice, but at the end of the day, I said, you watch, that black's going to look really, really good. So it showed up, and I sent him a pic. I'm like, what do you think? He was like, holy shit, that looks awesome. He's like, I completely unprepared for how awesome that looked. Am I hearing cats? Who's that? Oh, yeah. That's Cutie. That's cutie butt right there. Oh yeah, I've seen that. It's fine. I know, right? The night went fast. I'm not sure if it's in the U.S. what's going on, but Long and McQuaid's up here in Canada is having a Gibson month, special pricing and such. Oh really? Yeah. No, I don't know. Down here, this guitar is $19.99. And so where I like to be on a Les Paul is about 25% off of retail, which is $14.99. So I paid $15.19. I was like, oh, that's fine. You know, that's within the zone. You know, at 25% off, that would put an LP standard at about $18.99. So anything under that, you're doing great. Anything over that, not as good. I really want to be at about 25% off of retail. Maybe even 30%, you know. But yeah, the standards, 50s and 60s, iced tea, bourbon burst, no gold tops, cherry sunburst, and the tobacco burst, right, for the 50s. They're all running like $22.99, you know, $21.99, $20.99, $19.99. They're like between, say, like 8 and maybe 10 or 15% off of brand new. Just a little too high, you know. I really want to be about $18.99, about 25% off of retail. So it's just going to wait until like the market just can catch up. But right now, guitars are showing up and selling usually within just a few hours. You know, a Les Paul custom, I want to say it was a 1998 in white, and man, it was gorgeous. And that sold in like seconds. It was gone so quick. I want to say $29.99. So they go fast. They go fast. If you want it, you better just freaking buy it because it'll be gone in no time. I did return the Schecter. I like the knobs on this better, too. I don't like the cones on the other ones. These are easy to grip. You know? They're just easy to work. I have the same classic ones. I changed the frets to 6100s. You keeping the pick guard for now? Yeah. I know the other one didn't have a pick guard, but that was to show off the flame. I think I'm keeping the pick guard for now. For now. All right, guys. Well, it is 9 p.m. here. It is the 9 p.m. hour. And I'll let everybody out of jail upstairs. Wow, starting to hear movement already. All right, there you go. The Les Paul Classic in ebony. The order for the SG goes in this week. And it's probably going to be, I don't know, 3 to 4 weeks after that before it's done out of production. So, but he said, he goes, you got to get in the queue like next week. And he goes, and we'll get you going. So it's a work in progress, and there you go. Custom shop strat? What? Maybe we'll see. The point is, I got this. I haven't even conditioned the fretboard yet. I could probably get the fretboard just a touch darker with a little bit of mineral oil. You know, I'll polish the frets up. You know, and change the strings at some point and give it a once over. So we're getting there. Three a.m. Well, it's time to... 3 a.m. is my official time to end. I know. I miss Germany. I can't wait to get back there. All right, guys. Oh, hit my mic. Still working? I am. All right, dudes. No, you rock. No, this rocks. Blackie Flawless. And I will see you guys in a week. I'm hoping to get a video out this week, but God, it's been tough. Just one thing after another. I have this big soundproofing thing going on, but I'm a little stuck on that because I got to borrow a friend's truck to get some big pieces of rock board down here. You know, sheetrock. Yeah, it's a project anyway. All right, you know, you rock, and I will see you in a week. And super extra thanks to anyone who contributed tonight. I really appreciate it. And, of course, special shout out to my mods. I really appreciate the modding. Thank you. All right, dudes. I'll see you in a week. New guitar. And there you have it. Ozone generator. All right, dudes. I will see you. Have a good one, and I bid you adieu. Rock on.